Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Pa-Pow, Ba-Boom, Pa-Jizwap, the political vigilante. We are making Gotham great again. You are the citizens of Gotham. This is the people's channel. That's why we do it, folks. This is the people's channel, not a rich guy channel, not a living in a couple of houses or some $100 million compound that a billionaire gave us. Or this is the people's channel, folks. So we just had Labor Day in the United States, just one of the few holidays that isn't supporting war or capitalism, or go shopping or gluttony or whatever. And one of the bright spots that we've had in the last year or so is the labor movement in America has really taken steam. We've talked about the over 200 Starbucks that have been unionized. We've talked about the an Apple store got unionized, maybe a couple of them now. We've talked about some Trader Joe's that have been unionized. And we've talked about, we had Christian Smalls on the show 2 years ago when he first started protesting, when he basically got fired because he was just trying to organize, safety protocols for people working in the Amazon warehouses in Staten Island in the first month or two of the pandemic. And he got Amazon workers unionized. And this is an event that just happened Monday in New York. Look at this. This is from one of my favorite pics from yesterday's march. Thank you to all that showed up and from all over the country, even though labor took over Broadway. This isn't a show. It's called an action. Let's keep this going. Look at this. This is Times Square, man. This is awesome. Hashtag hot labor summer. And at Amazon labor. And he just, they tried to crush him. Jeff Bezos, they've tried to crush him. They've tried to do everything. I love that these billionaires are losing. We've talked about how Starbucks hired, what's his name? Schultz or whatever to come in a union bus and it's not working. I know some people that work at some big chain like Lowe's and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, they're told to not to look for unions and how to, we've shown you videos and talked about how big companies, they tell their management, this is how you crush a union. Well, with the rise of inflation, gas prices, wages haven't met it. And people are just, that's the thing. You can lie to people all you want on the media and the propaganda. And look, the corporate media is very skilled at this. MSNBC, Fox, CBS, whatever, ABC, CBS, they're all very skilled at that. But when it hits your home, when it hits your wallet, when it hits your bank account, then you go, wait a minute, they're telling me there's no recession, but that's not true. And then you're sitting there, whatever, working at Amazon for $10 an hour, and you see what Jeff Bezos is worth. You see he's worth over $200 billion. You're sitting at Starbucks and you're making a coffee that costs 12 cents and they're charging $6 for it or whatever. And you're like, why aren't I getting some of the profits? And people are waking up. And the thing I like is a lot of younger people, because who does a lot of these service industry jobs at fast food and it's usually younger people, right? You're in your 20s, your teenager 20s. And so I love seeing these younger people wake up to this. I absolutely love it. So this is what Smalls put out too. Happy Labor Day. NYC unions with the most number of newly unionized members from January 2021 to June of 2022. So 18 months. Amazon Labor Union, newly 8,300 people. I'm not sure what this union is. IUJAT 2,500. The UAW 1,600. ATU 1,600. Others 1,500. Look at all this. Newly unionized. So I just want to give mad props to Chris Smalls. I'm trying to get him back on the show. I know he's crazy busy. Chris, if you're watching this, dude, reach out to me. I'd love to have you back on the show. We interviewed him 2 years ago when he first started striking, and when he was fired, when Amazon targeted him. And now look what this man has done. Look what he's helped do. And I know he's got a whole lot of people. That's what a union is. It's not one person, it's everybody. And look at that. That is impressive, man. Back of his shirt, I am, you are, we are. So, folks, I just wanted to show you that these are some big victories. There's a lot of like dark news out there, but union and labor are really having. And here's the thing about labor. Labor unifies. Everybody needs labor. It doesn't matter ethnicity, background, sexual orientation, gender, religion, politics. Everybody needs a job, right? Everybody needs good working benefits and wages. That will unify us. They want us all fighting with each other, right? They want us fighting red state, blue state, liberal, conservative, black, white, male, female. They want us all fighting with each other because this is a threat. It's a threat to them. So you might live in a right to work state. You can find out how to join a union, how to form a union. That's the thing was so impressive about a lot of these young people. They just picked up their phones and like, how do I form a union? And then started reaching out. I see all these young people on Twitter, like Union Strong. It's amazing. It is amazing. I'm thoroughly impressed. And Chris Smalls, he's a millennial. He did this because he had to, because they forced him. And it's always the same case. Management will always try to extract as much money out of your labor. Because that was the thing that woke people up, right? The pandemic. When everything got shut down, all of a sudden this term essential workers, I'd never heard that said in the corporate media. Because you know what? Billionaires having to stay home, so what? They're not essential. Somebody driving a truck, somebody working in a warehouse, somebody unpacking a truck full of groceries, grocery store workers, food. I mean, we needed food and resources. We still needed that. We all had to go to the grocery store during the pandemic, during the quarantine. We all had to do that. And then everybody saw 100 billionaires created in this country. Everybody saw the single greatest upward transference of wealth. Workers have globally lost about $3.4 trillion. And the wealthy 1% have gained $3.7 trillion. That's weird. We've seen all the stimulus money that mainly went to Wall Street. Some of it went to Americans and American workers, but the majority of it did not. That's why people are still behind on the rent, because this country didn't pay your rent off. You're going to print money, and you print too much money, it causes economic problems, which we have right now. You got to print some money in the middle of a crisis and a once in 100-year pandemic, right? You have to do something. But if you're going to print the money, you give it to the people. You don't give it to Wall Street. America should be forgiving loans to small businesses. Big corporations should absolutely have to pay back their SBA and their PPP loans. So when you organize unions, when you walk out when they try to union bust, when you prevent their ability to earn money off of your labor, then they listen. They don't care. You can't shame them. You can't hold up a sign saying this is, man. You have to hit them in the wallet. That's all they care about. So hats off to Smalls and everybody else that's out there organizing. Hats off to anybody who's helped form a union. You work at a Starbucks. And if you're watching this and you don't have a union and you should have one, form one. Because it's hot labor. It's a hot labor summer. Hot labor union summer. Man, that's funny. Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, folks. And that's how you make Gotham great again. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.